Hi, this is Kimberly. This is a synopsis and a critique of Chapter 1 of My Daddy is a Hero, How Chris Watts Went from Family Man to Family Killer by Lena Derhally. This chapter is titled, Is Shanann Okay? This chapter, as one would expect, starts off with Monday, August 13th, 2018. Nickole, the author calls her Nikki Adkinson, was having a sinking feeling that something was amiss with Shanann. I'm calling her Nikki, as the author does. I remember from, I think it was officer body cam footage that day, that Chris Asshat Watts also called her Nikki. And then he looked like he had seen a fucking ghost, because when he said Nikki, he kind of jumped, because, his guilty ass conscience. Well, no, he doesn't have a conscience. His fear of being caught, playing house with someone other than Shanann, learning all these cool new yoga moves in the bedroom that Sticky taught him. But despite all of that shit, Miss Adkinson's form of Nikki is spelled N-I-C-K-I, differently from Nikki, which was Chris and Shit's lady love interest, who enjoyed sending nude and semi-nude photos of herself, especially when he was with his wife, after having told him, go work on your marriage.
Nickole called me when she was at the door, and that's when I came home. About 12:10, and that afternoon, her friend Nickole showed up at the door.
Nikki, she lives up, the one that was here, she lives in Frederick.
The one that dropped her off?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, she lives like over there building that new stoplight out, that bridge over there.
Right. Okay. And you have no idea of what friend? So all your friends pretty much have kids the same age?
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to...
It's really hard. I mean, I've exhausted every option I know of as far as friends goes. Like, Nikki knew more of them because she's a woman. And...
Since I went off topic, I will start from the beginning in a moment, because some individuals that watch my videos get lost, and some don't understand what the hell I'm talking about. Do I talk in circles? If you can't follow me, I suggest you give up. This is as good as it gets. And a few people seem to be frustrated with my videos and/or me, so they have been expressing their distress and annoyance with remarks under my videos. Hey, if you feel the need to address a wrong that has been done to you, knock yourself out in the comments. But if you are an asshole to me, I will hide you. You know why? 'Cause I can. It's my channel and I make the rules. I dictate this damn channel without taking into consideration if my rules are unaccommodating, indelicate, or unreasonable. I've wanted to do that kind of shit all my life, but I was unable to when I was a child or in school or in the workplace, and now I can. I like being facetious. So when I hide you, that'll be the last time I read your comments. Therefore, make it high quality and thorough. And if you feel the need to continue being a jackass, go ahead. But please be aware, you are frittering away your time in the darkness. However, if you find it to be all cathartic and shit, please don't let me stand in your way. Carry on. Okay, everybody, let's take it from the top. This chapter, as one would expect, starts off with Monday, August 13th, 2018. Nikki Adkinson was having a sinking feeling that something was amiss with Shanann. According to Nikki, usually after a Thrive by Lavelle trip, Shanann would be pumped up and ready to go, jumping on text and social media the next morning, promoting, encouraging, and advocating. Sometimes she would be at it before 7 a.m. Shanann was naturally an early riser, and Nickole said it wouldn't even matter that they got home in the middle of the night. But the following is the sentence that set me into a wave of hysteria. Quote, when Nikki rolled over to check her phone, expecting her usual bombardment of text messages from her friend, nothing was there, end quote. I was like, shit, here we go again. I can't take this. How the hell does she know? How does she know that Nikki rolled over to check her phone? Am I going to have to be checking every little thing for embellishments of the truth? I'm a very black and white kind of person. It either is or it isn't. There's no in between. There's no gray area when it comes to true crime. Black or white. That's it. And don't say to me, well, if you're so good, go write a goddamn book yourself. Fuck no. You know why? You don't tell a restaurant critic to go open up a restaurant. That's stupid. Fuck off with that shit. Let's get back to the synopsis and critique. Miss Lena would probably say that I have trust issues and PTSD from my short history of reviewing grammatically clusterfuck-filled books that turn into a fucking shit show. But this is only my second one, so, well, that author, scribe, destroyed my confidence, faith, and hope. Miss Lena would tell me to move on, that this is obstructing my progress in becoming a gumshoe and talking excessively about shit in an antagonizing way. So, given that I've already strayed from the topic about 3 times, let me read the sentence again. Quote, when Nikki rolled over to check her phone, expecting her usual bombardment of text messages from her friend, nothing was there. End quote. Right away, I'm wondering, where did she get this info from? Did she interview Miss Adkinson? I'd just like to know if she elaborates and lays it on thick. Had I not read the discovery myself, and I had just picked this book to read, I would take this as gospel, but I guess that most true crime is based loosely on fact. God, I hope not. I'm a black and white kind of person. I know I already said that shit, but it's either right or wrong. So right away I found myself looking up the Chris Watts redacted discovery PDF file and YouTube interview videos from the Watts case. For a brief moment, I felt like this was a very necessary step. Or maybe I meant unnecessary. I don't fucking remember now. But I'm scarred, y'all, due to a book I've read previously. I won't blast that book here. I don't do that sort of thing. I went back to the introduction of this book. I just wanted to make sure I know what I'm dealing with here, because, well, my intensely delicate soul has been wounded. This is what Miss Lena said in the introduction, and yes, I've already gone over the introduction, but I have to make sure I know of whence I speak. Quote, while retelling this story, I recognize it would be impossible to report the full truth. There are different sides and perspectives to many of the stories in this book, and we probably will never know exactly what happened. All I can do is report the different perspectives that I am aware of. The story and analysis in this book are based on numerous interviews, text messages, emails, internet searches, and body cam footage from the police and CBI documents, as well as Shanann Watts' social media videos and posts. Other sources, including academic journals, books, and interviews that were not part of the discovery documents, are included in the footnotes and bibliography. End quote. Okay, cool. And bingo, I found it. It was in Nickole Adkinson's interview at the police station. So this has calmed my fears that Miss Lena is cheating on me. I mean the book, or the readers of the book. Maybe I can learn to trust Miss Lena. I'm sure she could provide some counseling about my trust issues. Okay, gotcha. Now that I had confirmed that Nikki Adkinson really did roll over and look at her phone, I am fine, so let's carry on. So, Nikki checked her phone that morning when she woke. Nothing from Shanann, which she felt to be unusual. Not only because she was an early riser, but so were Bella and Cece. She knew Shanann had a doctor's appointment with her OB/GYN, and she had a busy day ahead. No way she would still be sleeping. So Shanann was not her usual upbeat and happy self over the past few weeks. Her marriage was falling apart, and Chris was being an ass, not being his usual cooperative and ass-kissing, doting self. There seemed to be no explanation for why he was being a prick to her. Miss Lena tells, of course, that Shanann and the girls had been away for 5 weeks, and that bitch-ass Chris reluctantly joined them for the final 6th week. Then they all came home together. Chris, during this time, informed Shanann rather coldly that he no longer wanted the baby she was carrying. Awesome. What a damn quandary to be in. Why the hell would he act like this is her problem and her problem alone? What a fuck weasel. His grumpy ass also told her they were no longer compatible and that he wanted a separation. But did he really tell her he wanted a separation? I thought he was too chicken shit. I do remember he would sometimes allude and hint that he might be open to working things out. Because he's a damn candy-ass coward. Why didn't he just tell her that he was DU and done? His chicken shit self could have moved out while they were gone during the summer. Why did he drag this shit out? Oh yes, he was not used to behaving in the way of a responsible adult. Was he even post-adolescent yet? Shanann didn't really want to go to Arizona, but Ignoramus pushed her to go. He claimed that he would talk when she got back, but we know now that he just saw it as an opportunity to see his side chick, Hickey. Shanann was a wreck over the weekend, barely eating and barely drinking water, according to her friends. The author goes on to praise Shanann's beauty both on the outside and the inside, and I do have to agree. I feel like I know her after watching so many of her videos. She's just always positive and upbeat. Well, like me. Every one of her associates and friends agreed that Shanann was always available to them by phone. Bless her heart. That is so unlike me. I hate my phone. I don't like talking on the phone. I think it stems from years and years of having to answer non-stop phones in the workplace. Ugh. I just don't like loud noises and intrusions. Oh yes, I forgot. This isn't about me, is it? Forgive me, please. To those of you that bitch about me talking about myself, that's what this damn channel is. Get on out of here, then. Go on, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Shanann had been very uncomfortable both physically and mentally the Sunday night they were trying to get home from the Arizona trip. The flight had been delayed, and she was in emotional distress and had been suffering from migraines all weekend on top of her high-risk pregnancy. I've often wondered if her blood pressure was high. That's my own thought, not the author's or anyone else's. Shanann had been reading up on relationship troubles and how one might fix them. Plus, she had sent to Chris the book called Hold Me Tight, 7 Conversations for a Lifetime of Love by Dr. Sue Johnson, which the numbskull promptly threw in the trash. I've linked it in the description below for anyone interested to read it, unlike Chris and shit, dumbass, fuckface wads. Excuse me. Before boarding her flight, she posted to Facebook, quote, ready to be home with Chris and the girls, end quote. I'm not sure, but this may have been her last post to Facebook ever. Nikki said Shanann told her that it sucked that she would have to be up in 3 hours. She told her that Cece was still on Eastern Standard Time and would be awake at about 5:30. Nikki told her to let her know if she needed help with anything or if she wanted her to go to her doctor appointment with her. And then she waited for Shanann to enter the house before driving away. We then go on to Chris's coworker, Cody Roberts. Early Monday morning, Cody noticed 3 unanswered calls from Chris and shit. Chris had texted him Sunday evening saying he would tend to an oil leak at Cervi 319 and that there was no sense both of them going out there. CW then texted Cody Monday morning asking him where he was, and Cody replied that he had just stopped to get fuel. Chris and shit then tried to call Cody again with no answer. Does this guy have a slow response system, or is he just extremely easygoing? Then they went on texting back and forth about their early morning plans, and Chris wanted to be kept informed of what other co-workers were doing. CW also tried to call another worker named Chad. He didn't answer either. Was everyone hungover from the weekend? I mean, Chris and shit was their supervisor, wasn't he, when he became field coordinator? I mean, they didn't know yet what he had done to his family, but answer your damn phone when your direct supervisor is calling, even if he is a wuss. At around 7:30, co-worker Troy was headed to Cervi 319. He pulled over to answer a phone call from CW. They talked about the leak, and Troy told him he would see him soon. A few minutes later, Chris and shit texted Shanann's phone saying, quote, if you take the kids somewhere, please let me know where they are at, exclamation point, end quote. Yeah, Chris, this'll go well with your story. Sly move, pinhead. At 8:15, CW called Primrose School and unenrolled Bella and Cece, claiming they would be moving. Oddly enough, one of the owners was also named Shanann. She was the one that answered the phone. Dumbass said, the girls aren't there, are they? So the owner put him on hold to check. After that fiasco, he then called the real estate agent, Ann Meadows. He told her that he and Shanann were getting divorced and he would contact her later. And then he made a call to Shanann's cell phone to show he is a concerned, distressed husband. He was quite the busy bee that morning. Melissa, who was another Anadarko employee, Troy, Chad, and Cody were all planning to head to the Cervi 319 site to check on the leak that Chris had supposedly been working on. Melissa and Chad arrived there at around 8:25 a.m. Melissa immediately noticed a shovel in a hole about 1 foot wide and around 7 inches deep. Troy then got there and was confused as to why Chris's truck was parked so far away from the oil leak that he was supposedly fixing. He also noticed that Chris' shit was dressed like a slob. They were all standing around chatting and making small talk about the weekend. While they were talking, Melissa noticed that CW had not cleaned up the oil spill as he normally did. Soon they all got in their separate vehicles to go to Cervi 1029. CW got there at 9:49 a.m. 21 minutes later, he searched for the lyrics of the song Battery by Metallica. At 10:28 a.m., Shanann's mother, Sandy, texted Chris asking, "Is Shanann okay?" Chris and Shanann immediately called her. After the call, he searched for hotels in Aspen. Then Sandy called Chris. "I want to know what was said in these phone calls." CW then continued his searches for the hotels in Aspen. Apparently he was looking to cancel the reservations Shanann had made for the coming weekend. Another thing I want to know is, how the fuck do you make hotel reservations when you can't even buy hair care products and your card gets declined? How does that work, in case I ever want to get into debt up to my eyeballs? After all of his busy work, scheming, and undertakings, Shithead took a picture of sunflowers in the open prairie to send to his romantic and perverted sexual partner, Nikki. This is where Chapter 1 ends, and I'd like to say that I'm very engrossed in this. This chapter's story is not one that I've heard time and time again. Even though it came from Discovery, she did a nice job of piecing it all together so that it flows well. This is not an area of the case that I've gone over several times, so it seems kind of fresh to me. Damn, I'm going to have a hard time trying to come up with mean shit to say. The other book, that shall remain nameless, was such a clusterfuck that it would take me an hour to get through one page, and that is not an exaggeration. My Daddy is a Hero is very well edited. I like how the author, even though she uses the Discovery, she puts it in her own words and leaves out the boring bits, so it tells a very interesting story. I'm shocked that the coworkers got there at Cervi 319 so early. Damn, either Chris and Shit had help, or he was working like mad. Maybe that's why Chris and Shit was so inspired to work out. And well, because of his mistress, Nikki. He is such a egotistical bastard, ass-wagging, strutting barbarian, self-important lunkhead, fruitcake jerk-off bitch face, low-life and flame piece of chicken shit. An interesting tidbit I found in the Discovery is that Troy McCoy buys Thrive from Chris, asshat Watts. Also, Troy is the guy with the fire stick. I just found that whole fire stick story odd. Either it was a ruse from Chris to talk about the oil leak on that Sunday, or something else. Something just seemed off about that to me. I'll include Troy's interview with law enforcement in a separate video so it'll be easier to find for future if you were looking for it. He's a very respectable, decent, well-spoken young man. It's a very interesting and enlightening video, or audio I should say. Hope you do tune in for that. Think you'll like it. And guys, I just want to let you know that I seem to be coming out of my funk that started as one thing and ended up in a really deep depression, and something like I've not experienced in quite a while, but it's been a rough one. I think I'm coming out of it, though, just in time for Christmas, which I have 3 granddaughters, actually 3.5. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but my youngest daughter is pregnant again. She's due end of April, beginning of May. Another girl, so 4 grand ladies. Yeah, so I hope you're having a nice holiday. I love every one of you. Thank you for tuning in. If you've made it this far, I love you even more. Have a good one. And that will be the end of this video. I will pick up with Chapter 2 in the next one. Much love and peace. Thank you for listening.
That's it. I can take that mic off you.